What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is David Benjamin from Healthy Wild Free. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 10 ways to boost your nitric oxide levels. First, I want to share with you why nitric oxide levels are important. Many years ago, I had one of the top nitric oxide researchers on my podcast, and this was called the Healthy Wild and Free podcast. I believe it's still online on iTunes, but I haven't activated the podcast in years. And we discussed over about an hour period the many variables that affect and influence your nitric oxide levels. So what is nitric oxide? It's a gaseous molecule that basically enhances your circulation to the harder to reach places in your body. So this can be the tips of your fingers, your toes, the areas of your body inwardly that may not be the most hydrated, oxygenated, or nutrified with blood flow. So these are areas where you may have cellular damage, injuries, any part of the body where blood flow has been constricted to some degree and the blood is not getting there, bringing oxygen, nutrients, hydration, these essential things. So, with that being said, it's important to understand that there's a lot of things you can do to boost and raise your nitric oxide levels in the body, but there's also a level where nitric oxide levels are too high, and that can be actually damaging to your health. I will say, however, it is incredibly rare, in my experience at least, that people have levels of nitric oxide that are too high. And this is simply because nutritionally and therapeutically and, just dietary, nutrition, lifestyle, all these different factors, therapeutics, all these different things that people don't have enough of in their life contribute to lower nitric oxide levels. So really, I would say for probably 80% of people or more, we need to get our nitric oxide levels up, and that's why the topic of this video is so very important. So, with that being said, the first thing that I recommend is nitrate-rich foods. Nitrate-rich foods are your leafy greens. This could be arugula, spinach, any like those blends, those mixes, any green food. These are, especially leafy greens, are going to be rich in nitrates, which nitrates are very important for nitric oxide production. Also beetroot as well. Number two is antioxidant-rich foods. So antioxidant-rich foods, anything, for example, like citrus fruits are great that contain vitamin C. There's a lot of whole foods that contain antioxidants, so just getting more antioxidants in your diet is valuable as a whole. Number three is sea salt. Sea salt contains trace minerals that basically act as precursors to the production of NO, or nitric oxide, in the body. So these different minerals within the sea salt work together to help nitric oxide to be produced. So I use and recommend a specific sea salt on my food and in my water that is microplastic free and is tested lowest in heavy metals. So I'll link that up below in the comment section for you. Number four is exercise. Exercise is incredibly important because when you move your body, you're stimulating blood flow, and blood flow, nitric oxide is in the blood. So when we move our body and our muscles are contracting, we're moving our blood and our nitric oxide levels are naturally going to rise. I personally like rebounding, which is jumping on a trampoline, or utilizing vibration plate therapies, as these are ways to create more movement within your movement and accelerate that movement and get more efficiency out of your workouts for your time. So I'll link up some information on that below, but really just moving, walking, biking, swimming, lifting weights, cardio, HIIT, high intensity training, anything like that is going to be valuable for getting your nitric oxide levels up. Also, if you sprint, that is also great because getting your heart rate up in a more high intensity fashion is valuable and a more valuable way to improve and increase your nitric oxide levels. The next one is getting UV rays from the sun. So when UV rays from the sun hit your skin, this causes your body to produce nitric oxide. So get outside, get some sunshine, and don't put a chemical barrier, aka sunscreen, on your skin to prohibit your body from getting those UV rays, because that chemical barrier, most sunscreens contain carcinogenic chemicals, which are cancer-causing chemicals, and the sun literally bakes those into your skin and warms up your pores, opening your pores, allowing these chemicals to get into your body, which is not healthy. So get in the sun without a chemical barrier, drink plenty of water, stay hydrated, get your antioxidants in, vitamin C, like we said earlier, astaxanthin, lycopene, chlorophyll. These are great for sun prevention and sun protection and prevention, from sunburn. Next, we have number 6, get sulfur-rich foods in your diet. Sulfur-rich foods create enzymatic activity, and this enzymatic activity specifically acts within the blood vessels to help your body to produce nitric oxide. So sulfur-rich foods, there's a variety of them, but just remember garlic and onions. That's the easiest to go-to sulfur-rich foods that you can get literally anywhere. There's others as well, like leeks and broccoli and cauliflower. These have sulfur as well. Any type of onion, but really just onion and garlic. Just remember those. I always have onions and garlic on hand because they're also some of the richest forms of sulfur. So they're just good to have on hand for both liver health and nitric oxide production. Number 7 is L-arginine and L-citrulline. L-arginine and L-citrulline are amino acids that are precursors to the production of nitric oxide in your body. So getting these amino acids in your body is incredibly important because they are precursors that the body utilizes to actually create nitric oxide in your body. Number 8 is getting pomegranate. So pomegranate, I would say pomegranate, beetroot, and leafy greens are really some of the best foods along with sulfur-rich foods and antioxidants that you could really get. Pomegranates, I would say, and beetroot are probably 2 of the best, however, because this red pigmentation within these foods helps to produce and stimulate nitric oxide. So just remember that green foods, especially leafy greens, and red foods increase and enhance your circulation. So get pomegranates in your diet. The powder is fine too. I'm not a huge fan of the juice because I don't recommend drinking any fruit juice because the sugar content is too high and there's no fiber, protein, or fat to buffer the absorption of that to lessen the burden on your insulin, your hormone that manages and regulates blood sugar within the body. So I personally recommend just getting pomegranates and eating them, eating those little kernels. You get the fiber in there. And then the powder is okay too when you mix that with, other things that kind of allow it to be absorbed more slowly within the body. That's what I would recommend. Next, number 9, we have red light therapy. Red light therapy really just acts as a way to mimic sunlight. So if you're in the winter time or you don't, have the opportunity to get outside and get a lot of sunshine, maybe you're in kind of a gray sky city like, up north or Seattle, the Northwest or the Northeast, maybe you just don't get as much sunshine. Red light is great because both the red light nanometer spectrum wavelengths, it's in the range of 600 to 800 nanometer spectrums, which is once again mimicking sunlight. Those are valuable for producing nitric oxide. But then you have infrared, which a lot of these red light therapy companies now, they're both. It's the infrared and the red light together, and that's on your skin. You can put it on your chest, your stomach, your face, anywhere really, and it's going to produce nitric oxide within your body. So that's incredibly valuable. I've noticed my energy levels increase and I just feel better. My mood is better and my energy is better. My energy is better. It's not better, it's better when I utilize red light therapy. So that's another great one. And last but not least, number 10, the last, but like I said, not the least important way to increase and improve your nitric oxide levels. This is actually the easiest and you can do it anywhere, anytime, absolutely free. It's to simply breathe deeply through your nostrils. And the reason this is important is because when we breathe through our nostrils, when we inhale through our nostrils, we produce nitric oxide. So if we breathe through our mouth, we don't, however. So you want to breathe through your nostrils because for whatever reason, the way we are designed, our bodies are nitric oxide creation machines when we breathe through our nose. And also we have these little hair follicles in our nose that act as a natural air filter. So, pollen or chemicals, toxins, any contaminants, those nostrils block that from getting into our lungs, which then gets into our arteries and our bloodstream. So just simply breathing calmly and or breathing more intensely, either way, you're going to stimulate that nitric oxide production when you breathe in through your nose. And that's a really valuable thing you can do anytime, anywhere. So just train yourself to breathe through your nose. You'll actually sleep better. I have this thing that's called a nasal dilator. I should have grabbed it for this video, but basically it's a silicone thing. You put it in your nose and it pushes your nostrils out this way, and it allows you to breathe more easily through your nose. I wear this when I'm sleeping, when I remember to put it in, and I notice that I sleep better, and I believe it's because my breathing patterns are healthier, and then my nitric oxide levels are healthier as a byproduct of that. So when your nitric oxide levels increase, your body recovers more quickly. So physical exhaustion, sore muscles, aches and pains in your joints, these things are improved. It also helps your blood flow to get to your heart, it goes through your arteries better, it gets to your brain better, it gets to the bottom of your feet better, it gets to your hands better. It gets to all these areas in the body where your body needs blood flow because it needs the nutrients within that blood. Remember, the life is in the blood, and nitric oxide helps to carry the blood throughout the body in the difficult to reach areas, also the areas that may have injury as well. So I hope these 10 ways have been valuable for you. One last quick story. When I was like 30, I want to say I was like 32 years old, I went to the doctor for the very first time in my life because I was having these like weird feelings in my chest, like tightness and tension, and my heart was kind of like, whoa, it was kind of like skipping beats and stuff, and I was like, what's going on? This is strange. And I was doing all these different things. I was taking all these minerals and all these supplements, and I just couldn't figure it out. So finally, I went to my doctor, I got some blood work done, and I found out that really the only thing I had off was my nitric oxide levels were low. And I was kind of surprised because I do a lot of things with my health, but for whatever reason, there was a specific nutrient or several nutrients that my body was missing that was causing my nitric oxide levels to be lower than they should be. And with that, I just started testing out different nitric oxide formulas and supplements, and found what I believe to be the most nutritionally whole and complete supplement that boosts your nitric oxide levels higher. And it really includes a wide array of nutrition, just like I shared on this top 10 list. More than like 50% of these things, basically every nutrient that I shared on this list and then some, such as quercetin, CoQ10, vitamin D3 and K2, things like this, are also in this formula. So I recommend this formula. It's called Cardio Miracle. It's this red juice that contains, the nitrate-rich foods, the antioxidant, the sea salt, the sulfur-rich food, L-arginine, L-citrulline, pomegranate, beetroot. All of these things that I mentioned are actually in this formula, and it's just this red drink that tastes honestly delicious. It's fruity, it's delicious, and it contains a lot of these things we talked about that boost your nitric oxide levels. So this is a really great formula for boosting nitric oxide. I'll link it up below along with the discount code. That's going to help you out a lot. And just make sure to keep your nitric oxide levels healthy. You can do all these things individually, and that's great, but it's nice to have a formula, even if you don't take it all the time, once or twice a week, or 4 or 5 days a month, at least one day a week or 2 days a week, take a nitric oxide boosting formula, because you're going to get those nutrients in and ensure that your nitric oxide levels are high. And this is going to benefit the health of your arteries, your heart, your brain, your circulation, and recovery throughout your entire body. So keep your nitric oxide levels healthy. I hope you learned something in this video. Once again, my name is David Benjamin from Healthy Wild Free. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to leave your comments below, ask any questions that you might have. I've researched this topic for many, many years. Like I said, I researched one of the top researchers on this topic in the world, and I've learned a lot about this. I've tested a lot of different nitric oxide formulas. So I'll put all the resources below, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, and make sure to live healthy, wild, and free. Cheers.